All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome into our Find Your Roar webinar series. This week we'll be talking with university housing, telling you all about living on campus, what it's like to be a student living on campus and everything that we have to offer. My name is Ryan Cavanaugh. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at Southeastern. You can see my contact information on the screen. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you out with your admissions or any other questions you have, or one of our admissions counselors as well can help you out with that. You can visit the website southeastern.edu/recruiter. We'll be happy to help you out with any of the questions you have today. So today we'll be talking to university housing. So I'd like to welcome in Ms. Keonta Johnson and John Collum. So thank y'all for joining me today.
You're so welcome.
Thanks for having us, Ryan.
All right, so I want to grill y'all with a couple questions. So Keonta, I will start with you as we have some people joining us today, and we're also live on Facebook as we have some more people joining us. So as we wait about another minute, I want to ask you, Keonta, what is your favorite spot on campus here at Southeastern?
Oh, wow. My favorite spot on campus. That's a good question. I would definitely say the Student Union. Of course, I like Chick-fil-A. But I've been around, and so every part of the campus, of course, I have history there. I've worked in admissions, I've worked in financial aid, of course, I'm in housing, the administration and finance department. But as far as eating places goes, hey, Student Union is the favorite place to hang out.
John, what about you?
Favorite spot? It's got to be the library for me. I really like going up there.
Okay. That's the first time we got that answer this year.
Really?
Yes,
That's
it is.
surprising. Yeah, I like the library.
I'm not
It's always
surprised
quiet.
though.
Close to the union, so you can grab food if you need to, but I like to study in the library. Favorite spot to eat? I agree. Student Union's a place to be. Probably the main dish, honestly. I like the variety. So, yeah.
Very good. All right, so we have some questions that people will turn in as we led up to this webinar. So what we're going to do is we have some questions that we will dive into. If you're joining us on the Zoom today, at the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A, so feel free to ask a question. Or if you're joining us live on our Facebook page, feel free to ask a question in the Facebook comments and we'll get to your question as well. So some of the questions we had today, Keonta, I'll start with you. What all do you have to offer? What does Southeastern have to offer as far as residence halls here on campus?
Okay, and that's a good question. We actually have single suites residence halls as well as shared rooms, and of course, hey, thanks for the picture there. And so of course we house about 2,700 plus students on our campus. I think our campus is not too big, of course, to get lost, but of course not too small to find friends and family, of course. As John mentioned earlier, the library is a good place to be. And so I would encourage students to live on our campus because we have tons and tons of resources. And so it is, there's a study there that, if you live in a residence hall, of course, the GPA, of course, goes significantly higher than if you commute. So. And yes, looking at that, also it's the safest campus in Louisiana, which is a plus for our parents. I know if you're on here, you can see that our campus is the #1 safe campus in our state. We also have Ascension Hall, which is an honors program living learning community, Ryan. And so what the requirements is for Ascension Hall is that you have an ACT of 24 or higher with a 3.0 GPA. But there's a perk to that. You don't just have the 24 and the 3.0. You do have to be accepted into the honors program. And I think we may have a slide or something on here to kind of talk about it at the end, not sure. But definitely it's an honors program, living, learning community.
Yeah, you talk about living on campus, John, and I know you're a big advocate seeing it every day, being an area coordinator on campus, but it's just something about that college experience, it's about those college stories that, you continue to tell 10, 20, 30 years after you graduate. It's just a different environment, like a different experience you have when you live on campus versus off campus. And that really is important. And today, during this pandemic, when there may not be as many chances to get involved, or there's not as many large events on campus to get involved, to meet new people. But John, when you're in these residence halls, you kind of create this like little neighborhood that you get to know everybody, help get to know more people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a community feel. Neighborhood is a great way to describe it. We really encourage people to socialize with their neighbors in the residence halls, and our resident assistants do a great job of facilitating that. So part of their job on campus is to facilitate some on-campus programming within the residential communities to kind of help residents get to know one another and maybe get involved with some programs on campus. Keonta brought up a great point that living on campus connects you with the resources that are here, and that's absolutely true. You're much more likely to utilize the resources that we have here at Southeastern if you live at Southeastern.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things is, as it's shown right here, it talks about, living learning communities. When you live on campus, you said statistically you have a higher GPA. And one of the reasons I always see that is because you know more people who can help you out, like whether it's a study group. We talk about living learning when you're living with people who have the same academic interests as you. You really create that environment of like you have another support group, not only inside the classroom, but outside the classroom. And this helps build that support group.
Absolutely.
Okay, so another question is, when does housing open and how do I apply for housing? It's a good question.
Okay, and I will definitely answer that. Actually, the housing application is open. It opened on November 1st.
Okay.
In order for you to submit a housing application, you must be accepted or matriculated on the admissions side. That means you've submitted your ACT scores, you've submitted your application fee and your immunization.
Mm-hmm.
And am I missing something else? One more thing, the transcript, of course, your transcript. So those 4 things have to be in before you are fully accepted on the admission side. A lot of questions or inquiries that I get are from students, Ryan, who would say, hey, I've been accepted through admissions, but I don't have access to the application. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we may have your, admissions may have your transcript, they may have your ACT scores to make that decision, but the application fee may not be in, or the immunization fee may not, your immunization records may not be submitted. So you must have all 4 things before you can access the housing application.
And one of the best things you can do is, and we'll get to this slide later on, but is work with your admissions counselor to verify that you have everything in. So Keonta, it looks like, if you just go to Southeastern's website, let's just kind of go there, southeastern.edu, and you go down to campus life and click on housing. They make it pretty simple for you. Apply now for fall 21, spring 22 housing. You can apply now button there as well. So it takes you to this and it gives you some self-help links to where you can just apply for the housing portal from there. So once you apply for housing, is there anything else that you need to do after that? Anything else to look for?
There's really nothing else that you need to do if you go all the way through the process. And that for new students, of course, it is a $300 prepayment that applies, plus the $100 non-refundable processing fee. So for a total of $400. Again, that $300 prepayment is not lost. That actually goes toward the housing charge.
Okay, very good. All right, John. So this is a question we get a lot in admissions. How do I get to room with my friend?
Well, the first step in that process is going to be, obviously, you need to apply, but apply as soon as possible. The earlier you apply, the more likely you are to get placed in the booking that you would like to be placed in. So the housing portal itself, the application process, has a lot of really great built-in features. And one of those is a feature that allows students who are looking to room with one another to make that happen through the portal. So it's a really great system in that it's all kind of housed within the same process. So going step by step through the portal, you'll be able to make that happen. But like I said, the sooner the better in terms of application dates, because you're much more likely to get the housing option that you and your friend want.
And that's, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I actually have some potential dates to share for roommate matching. Actually, it's going to be open from February 1st through April 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's when students have the opportunity to do that. Now, again, their application must be, of course, they must have paid their fees in order to participate in roommate matching.
And remember, housing is open. So if you're interested, if you're a high school senior joining us today and you're interested in living on campus for the fall, make sure you're admitted to the university. You have all your documents turned in and you can apply for housing. And as John said, the earlier the better.
Yes.
Okay. So another question, is there a way I can view to see what housing looks like on campus?
Want to answer that, John, or do you
Yeah, I
want me
can
to
take
answer?
it. Sure.
Okay.
So you have a couple of options. The best option, in my opinion, is to come down to Hammond, come down to Southeastern, and see what we have to offer. We have some great campus tour staff members who can assist you with scheduling a trip down to Southeastern to see our campus. It's absolutely beautiful. Fall is the time of year to come see it, in my opinion. It's just absolutely great to come down and really get the experience of being on campus and what that's like. And part of that includes seeing the housing options as well. So coming on a campus tour, you'll be able to view the housing options that you could potentially live in when you come to Southeastern. Now, if you can't make it to campus, we understand there's a lot going on with the pandemic. We do have online options available through virtual housing tours, and those are available on our website as well. I think Ryan's going to pull that up for us. So the virtual tours will also give you a really great perspective on what housing options we have available, and are also a really good supplement to coming on campus in person. So if you do schedule your campus visit and you come down and see what we have to offer, and let's say you forgot to ask a specific question about, say, you need some measurements for the room, or you get a room assignment and you are going to be living on campus, you can actually go back through our virtual tour and get that information if you need it. So the virtual tours are a really great resource for those who are looking at our halls for the first time, or for those who are going back to get additional information. But I highly recommend you come down to campus and see Southeastern in person. That's going to give you the best experience possible, just to be on campus and get that experience firsthand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we do a bunch of events on campus, and we'll talk about that at the beginning of this, how to register for a campus event. And every visit we do, we always try to show them housing as best we can, because I always tell students, I think we have the best housing options anywhere around. But if you can't make it, this is a really new feature y'all have added in the last couple months, which I have used a lot. So you just find the different types of halls that they have to offer, and then just start exploring. So you get to check out the virtual tour, which is really cool. And it gives you all the amenities, the sizes, washer, dryer, all that kind of stuff, gives you pictures and size. So it's a really neat feature y'all have added and has been very useful during these times that students can't make it to campus.
Absolutely.
All right, so what is the cost of a residence hall? Where can we see how much students can expect to pay?
Okay. Actually, for a shared residence hall, the cost is roughly $2,500. For a single suite or a private room, the cost is roughly $3,600. Now, for the 21-22 academic year, it is roughly going to increase about 3%. So we should have final cost around April. So,
Okay.
we would definitely place that on the page, but you could definitely go on the site now and see the rates there.
Yeah, one of the best things students you can do right now is go look at the options from the virtual tour when you come to campus and see what you like. And then you can click on housing rates on the website, look at this current year, and you can kind of get a breakdown of how much it is per student for the semester. So this helps you plan ahead for that. And keep in mind, we do not require students to live on campus. So that's something you want to keep in mind. But as John and Kanta said, it's an experience unlike any other. Everything that we have to offer on campus, as far as residence halls, it's the same thing you're going to find anywhere else off. And I can tell you this: people like John who work in the residence hall, they're there all the time. They're going to respond to you as quick as you need something. You're not always going to get that at an off-campus place. So you got to think of those kinds of things when you're trying to make that decision. Just another advantage. All right, let me see if we have any questions. I think we had a couple questions which John answered a part of this. So I think we're good there. The biggest thing we want to make sure that y'all are aware is that the housing application is open. So if you're interested in Southeastern, in the spring, summer, or fall semester, make sure you have applied and you are admitted to get all that taken care of. All right, so as we wrap things up, feel free to visit. If you have any more questions, visit southeastern.edu/connect, where we have virtual tours of campus. We do a virtual tour webinar. You can also check out campus from our side of a virtual tour that you can check everything out. You can come to Destination Southeastern. We have an on-campus event this week Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, where you can check out housing, check out campus, help you with the college process. We'll help you with anything that you need as far as applying to housing, financial aid, admissions, anything we can help you out with that. As well. And then we do offer academic discovery sessions. So it's a very similar event where you can check out housing and tour campus, but we also get to meet with your major. So we break this down by college and you really get to see what the major is like and help you find out more information, learn from faculty. One of the best things y'all can do right now, though, in the meantime, is grab your phone and text Lion Up to 58052. This is new for us this year. So this gives you everything you want to know. So if you want to apply, if you want to check on your application status to see if you can apply for housing, or if you want to check out housing, text Lion Up to 58052. And this is a link that will take care of everything, all the information you need to you right there. I mentioned earlier, if you have a question on your admission status, feel free to visit southeastern.edu/recruiter and just select where you're from, and you'll get to meet who your admissions counselor is. And from there, you can schedule an appointment with them to have a phone call, meet on Zoom, Google Meet, on campus, anything along those lines. We don't work in housing, like I said. We can help you out, get you in touch with them, help you sign up for a tour to look at housing, or check on your admission status, see if you're able to apply for housing. So that's it for this week. We're actually not going to be here next week. So we'll be back in 2 weeks on Monday with our Dean of Students, Dr. Gay Willis, to go over Division of Student Affairs, see all the resources that we have to offer for our students here on campus. Let me check the questions one more time. Johnny Kianta, let's see. Sweet, looks like we answered them all without them even having to ask. So awesome. Thank y'all so much for joining. Once again, housing application is open, so be sure to apply. And if you have any questions, you can email us at admissions@southeastern.edu, or you can email housing@universityhousing@southeastern.edu. John, Kianta, thank y'all so much for joining me today, okay?
My pleasure, my
Thank you for having
pleasure.
us, Ryan.
All right, y'all stay safe out there, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. And as always, line up.
Line up.